Need to stream before I can do it. Hello, everybody. Welcome to tonight's show. Making sure I can pull this up. This is the pre-show here, though, so don't panic. Don't worry. You can still get. Oh my gosh, Kyle, you are fast. Are you anxious? Are you anxious for a show tonight? I love it. Let me see if I can get you up there and get it all ready. All right. Well, welcome. Welcome there, Kyle. How was your week? Tell me about your week. How's it going? I mean, we're only on Tuesday, but I think it's going to be a great one. Very productive. At least today was. Boy, oh boy. It wasn't so much that I shouldn't belittle it that way, but it wasn't so much that I was well, no, I was productive. I just was like cleaning up my messes all day. So I was like deleting emails. I went through and I deleted out a whole bunch of emails and everything, and it was just it was very, very cool that way. It was felt very productive out of all that. So hopefully you're having a great week also. It's a week. It's a week. Yeah, it is. It's a week. There we go. Bam. Get a little color to me there. How's that? So well, I'm glad your week is shaping up. It's only Tuesday. A lot of things can go great the rest of the week, right? Well, tonight we're going to talk about, I saw someone posting stuff about anxiety and stress and all that good stuff. So we're going to talk about a little bit of that tonight and maybe some ways to overcome that. But we'll see how that goes, right? I got some suggestions for you anyway. But there was a lot on different posts today on that too. I know John Esraf did a whole live segment on stress and where does stress come from, and he gets a little too scientific for me though. He gets a little too much into that whole the neurons and this one does this and this goes into there and all this good stuff. And hello, Ember. Thank you for coming on board. So he gets a little too scientific on that for my taste anyway, because it all comes back to, yeah, anxiety sucks. Yeah, it does. Anxiety, depression, it all kind of goes hand in hand. And so we're going to talk about that a little bit tonight, and just some general things you might be able to try and do. And we'll get that party started a little under 2:20. 2 minutes and 20. 2:22. 2 and 2, right? Isn't that how Chuck Woolery used to say that? But yeah, so we're going to talk about that. What else? Yeah, today was a pretty good day for me. Anyway, sunshine here was gorgeous. I don't know how it was up by you, Kyle, but it was gorgeous here. In Wisconsin, we hit, I think, 60 or around that mark. That's summer for us. As we get into the show here too, send this out, share it out to your friends. If you're watching this in the repeat, hey, you can still share it with your friends, and make sure you subscribe to the channel. As Gabe says, make sure you subscribe to my channel, as well as make sure you like it and that. Hi, Courtney. I don't know if Gabe's watching at all, but thank you, Gabe, for the little reminder on that. All right, so we're going to get this party started in a little over a minute from now. Love the love and the hearts coming right back at you there, too. Yeah, and a little laughing face. You're laughing with me, not at me, right? Yeah, there you go. But we're going to talk about that. And then towards the last segment too, I want to know your thoughts on what you'd like to see from me. So think about those and put those in the comments as we go. Yeah, definitely in the upper 50s. So it was a beautiful sunshine day. Boy, it felt like spring, if not close to summer in Wisconsin here. So that was gorgeous. Yeah, there you go. All right, got about 30 seconds left in the pre-show. That's what we do before the real show. One last drink of water and we're all good and set to go. And as everybody else does, feel free to have a drinking game tonight. Every time I say have a little kick back, a glass of water. There you go. By 7 o'clock, we'll all have to run to the bathroom. Oh. Welcome everybody to tonight's show. I am Dave Stelma. I am your master of ceremonies tonight. Tonight we're going to talk about anxiety, stress, and maybe how it's related to forgiveness, as well as a few things you might try to overcome that or at least lessen it in your life. Right after the intro. There was a common theme all over Facebook today as I was scrolling down through the news feed and some live videos in that too. Seems to be there's a lot of stress going on right now. Stress, anxiety, and it all goes hand in hand with depression. And there's different forms it comes in. There's different ways it comes into your life. And stress and anxiety aren't always a bad thing. It's when it takes over your life and it incapacitates you to do anything else. That's when it becomes a real negative in anyone's life. And so in small doses, anxiety can be good for you. Stress can be good for you. It gives you a quick shot and it makes you go and it makes you... It gives you a quick shot of adrenaline. It gives you, there's different hormones, different things that it releases when it happens. And in small doses and for short period of times, it can be a good thing to you. It can spur you on. It can make you do things, hit deadlines. A simple thing, hi, Dad, how you doing? Stress itself and anxiety itself in small doses can make you brought on because of different things, of deadlines that you have to hit, of could be family issues, could be a simple argument. It can be positive things too. I know I used to get anxiety when I played in bands, and that before a show I'd get nervous and I'd get a little bit stressed. Was everything good? Was everything in place? I still get that a little bit before speaking. When I do teaching or a speaking gig, excuse me, I'll get a little bit of stress there and anxiety. Is everything in place? Is everything working functionally? Is everything set up? It's like I go through this whole system that I have to go down a checklist and all of that. And that's one of the things that I'm going to hit. I'll hit it right now. That can be something that can lessen your stress. One, identify what the cause of the stress is. That's the first thing that you have to do. Now, and it can be something that's in your way far past, from early childhood, or it could be something that is guilt-driven, something that you felt that you weren't in control of, because that's generally what drives the anxiety and drives the stress in our lives, is something that we don't feel comfortable in. And like I said, in small doses, it's not a bad thing because it's going to get you aware. You're going to be more aware of your surroundings. You're going to be more aware of things that are going on, and you're going to accomplish certain things in a timely basis, whatever that is. If it's a short-term thing as far as a deadline or something of that sort, or work-related or knowledge-related, that you have to come to. You have to learn so much. Great one is when you're a student in school, you know, there's always some stress and anxiety before a test. And that's because you're not quite sure what the questions are going to be, or did you study the right thing, or is there, you know, all that anxiety is self-inflicted that way. And it comes out of fear to a certain degree, which is false appearances appearing real, right? Because we're making this up in our mind. Maybe it's not the right question. We go to that negative place because it's easier to go to the negative place than it is about the positive place, right? And so first you have to identify what is causing your stress or your anxiety. And that's probably the most difficult hurdle if you've had it for a long period of time. Meds, prescription drugs, things of that sort are going to be great on a short-term basis to just lessen the feeling when it happens, but then start to analyze it and get to the source, because the source of it is going to be what really overcomes the whole stress and anxiety, and where that comes from is going to be what really is the remedy to that in the big picture. So we got to identify what that limiting belief is, and you know where it came from. Is it from guilt? Like I said before, is it guilt of something that happened in the past that you didn't have control over? And so you're still feeling guilt on that. So anytime something brings that up in your mind, piques that memory, whether it's subconsciously or not, is it something that all of a sudden brings anxiety, and then your anxiety builds over time because of it being, you know, something you just weren't in control of, that you felt guilt about? Is it self-doubt about yourself? That's where that whole test-taking thing comes in. You doubt yourself that you studied the right thing, or that you memorized the right thing, or you are going to be able to read the questions correctly. And so you build up this anxiety and this stress, and then that, once it builds up to a stronger timing, builds up to a strength that's beyond your control, that you can't just diminish. It's not a short period of time. It's not a small period of anxiety or stress. It's a larger, it builds upon itself. Then you get in there and you just almost a blackout state where you just shut down. Your whole body will shut down. And there's many people that experience that they will withdraw. They will basically shut down. They'll be non-social because they can't comprehend or cope with what's going on in their lives, depending upon what that is that triggers it. So identify that trigger. What is the trigger that you have that's causing the anxiety, the stress that's there? Once you identify it, now you have to go deeper, and you have to like really just look at it. And what I tell people, if they're experiencing this, if I'm coaching them, what I tell people is, now we're going to name it. Seems silly enough, but we're going to identify it. We're going to name it. What does it look like? We're going to describe it. Where is it? Where do you feel it? We're going to put a name to it. And then we're going to take it and we're going to just put it up on a shelf. Can't see that. We're going to put it up on a shelf, and we're going to put that over there, and we're going to put it on a shelf, and we're going to just leave it right there for now. And we're going to talk about it. What does it look like? What color is it? We're going to identify, we're going to name it, because now it's not something that's unidentifiable. It's not something that's just inside of you. It's not, once you identify what the problem is, now we can talk about it. Now we can identify, we can look at it, we can, now it's something that we can, it's just like having a tumor inside of you. Once they cut that tumor out, they take it out, and now we can look at it. We can analyze it. Where did it start? Did we get all of it? Is it all out? That's what we're going to do with it. And once you identify it and you get it out there, now we're going to feel a little bit better. It's not going to go away like that. There's no way it's going to go away like that, because you've had it for years. And so over time, we're just going to, once we get that feeling again, we're going to identify it. We're going to call it whatever. You can name it a name. You could call it Dave. anything annoying you call Dave, right? Maybe that's what Ember thinks, but you know. But you take it out and then you give it a name and put it on a shelf, and let's talk about it, and let's identify it, and let's break it down. And where did it come from? When was the first time you felt it? We're gonna do all that stuff, and that's what I do when there's someone, especially if you get someone. When I get a client and they're having this, they're just hitting that brick wall, and there's a reason why they can't go farther, because everybody can go farther than they are right now. They can grow. They can, if you want to have six-pack abs and you want to bulk, you can. There's many people that will take you through that regimen, and that you can bulk up if you want to. You can be that Arnold Schwarzenegger body or whatever you want to go with. And so that's the same thing that you're going to do with this. You're going to identify it, then we're going to work through it, and then we're going to keep working at it down until it's at least suppressed enough that it doesn't impede your life. There's no wall there that you have to break through. There's no wall you have to crawl over. There's no hurdle. There's no nothing. It's just a little, hi, April. There's just a little bit of a lip on the ground that you just have to walk over every day. It's never going to go totally away. You're always going to have a little something there because you've had it for years. So it takes at least that many years to get rid of it. So there you go. There's some tidbits. And part of that is going to be forgiveness. That's what the whole show was about, right? Part of this is going to be forgiveness. That's part of the cure. You have to, and now you have to figure out what you're forgiving. Are you forgiving yourself? Are you forgiving yourself for doing something that you thought you didn't have the capabilities of doing, where that guilt came in, where that self-doubt came in? Forgive yourself for that. We have so many things that's built up in our lives, and as you get older, hopefully you get less of that. But as a kid, I know I had to go through periods of simple things for, oh my gosh, for years. I dragged around when I was playing in bands and that. I always had this in the back of my mind that probably where some of this anxiety came from was a talent show that I did in like 7th or 8th grade, where all of a sudden I just went blank. I'm up on stage by myself playing a song, and all of a sudden I just went blank, and I just panicked and I walked off stage. Boy, now so it wasn't stage fright. I just didn't know what to do, so I just walked off stage, right? So that was probably always in the back of my mind that caused a little bit of that anxiety, and I identified that later on in as I was playing gigs and as I was speaking and things like that. I know that that was part of the anxiety that I had, the stress that I had, because I didn't want to do that ever again. I was very embarrassed. I had to face people and luckily everybody was just like, oh, it was great up in, you know, and if you would have stayed on there, you probably would have won the talent show and all this stuff. But so they were supportive in that aspect. But, you know, that's what you have to do. Identify where some of that came from and then work on that, you know, and then now it doesn't even faze me. But I use that story because a lot of people can identify with that, where you had to quit something, or you walked off, or whether it's a relationship or it's you know, like that, a talent show or something. It's amazing how those things kind of just stick with you over time. But here's some ways that I definitely will suggest that you can like 3 ways. I'm going to give you 3 ways that you can overcome some of this stress and anxiety. Right now is a great time for tapping. Nick Ortner, O-R-T-N-E-R, has the tapping solution. And right now, every year he does an annual tapping world summit, and it's free. And so if you can, go either Google the tapping solution. I believe it's thetapping-solution.com, or Nick Ortner, N-I-C-K-O-R-T-N-E-R, I can spell, Either one of those will probably take you to that page. Sign up. I think we're in day 2 or 3 of that, and I believe it's for 7 days. So go on there, sign up for that, and start watching. And it's all free right now. And the only time you have to pay for it is if you want to buy that whole summit. After the end, you can see them free for 24 hours, and then they're taken down. So go on there and do that. Tapping is a simple thing. There's different pressure points, acupressure points that you have on your face, on your hands, on your body. And those acupressure points are what will relieve some stress. A simple one, I'm going to give you the very basic simple one that's there without hitting all these different pressure points. I'll let you go through that and you can see all of that stuff free. Either that or just go on YouTube and punch in that, do a search for Nick Ortner or the tapping solution, and you'll find all these different videos in that. But a simple one is just the karate chop. And all you do is you count to 35. You do 35 right on the meat or the heel of the hand. You do there. You do that for 35. And then you do the other one for 35 times. And you're going to be amazed at just doing that. If you're doing that right now, tell me in the comments how that feels, because all of a sudden you're going to do this, and if you do it for 35 times on each hand, all of a sudden you're going to feel like you get this little relaxation right through. You're going to feel it right through your face and through your, and it just works. Otherwise, if you're in the car or something real quick, just do it like that. Should go sideways. There we go. Do that off to the side that way. But you can do that real quick. Do it 35 times, and let me know if you've just did that. Let me know in the comments there how it feels, because it is amazing. That's a pressure point for just through this whole face and neck area and that. So it just makes you go, just gives you a little relaxation. Now, is that a cure? Absolutely not, but it's going to be a short-term cure to that. There's also, you can use tapping for, there's tapping for quitting smoking, there's tapping for anxiety, overall anxiety, there's just tons of different methods in that, and they give you different pressure points that you touch or you tap on in a series, and you tap like 5 times and 5 times and 5 times, and you go through that. And so there's a whole method to it. Did Nick Ortner discover this or invent this? No, but he perfected it. It's been around for years, since at least the 60s or 50s, he has perfected this, though. He came up through the 2000s here, and he has perfected it. He has tons of videos out there. He has free videos that are on YouTube. So go on there, search it up. That is a great way to lessen and possibly even solve without the use of drugs in that. But definitely, if anxiety or stress is something, I can't say this enough, utilize prescription drugs when you need to, and then work on that, what the source of that anxiety comes from, and work, whether with a professional or on your own, searching through different methods, search it up and work on that to lessen it, because the drugs are only going to mask it for a while, and then you're going to have to increase that dosage and things of that sort. So you want to work on that and get to the where the problem is or was, and work through that and solve that. So definitely do that. Next thing is going to be meditation. Or as Gabe goes, so meditation. Here's another great free, I do believe it's still free. Colette Baron-Reid has the Mindful Living app out right now, and which is meditations. It's all different meditations. I believe it's still free. I'm not quite sure, but it's Mindful Living. You go in the App Store, in either the Apple App Store or the Google or whatever, I don't know, whatever those Android app stores. Go look up Mindful Living. It should be right in there. Otherwise, go on Colette Baron-Reid. Just Google Colette Baron-Reid, and it's R-E-I-D for Reid. And you'll find it should be you're going to find it one way or the other. But that is a series of guided meditations. Some as little as, I believe, 5 or 10 minutes. And then there's some that are a little bit longer for like 20 minutes or a half hour. That's a very good thing. In the big picture, I would highly suggest you meditate every day for 10 to 20 minutes. And it's just a way to, and she has all different, she has, oh my gosh, I think there's 10 or 12 different meditations that are on there, and they're all for different uses. And it's a great way to either relax, clear your mind, de-stress, anxiety, take the anxiety down. Those are all great. It's a great one in the big picture to continue to do every day, or at least 2 to 3 times per week, to lessen your stress, lessen your anxiety. And a lot of people go like, oh, I just can't meditate. I just can't do that because there's the kids in the house, or there's the dogs that are always bothering me, or in that. I'm going to say you're going to be able to find a way. Whether you escape into the bathroom and lock the door, and nobody will usually bother you in there. If you shut the doors and lock the doors, they think you're doing something else, and you could just be in there and meditate if ultimately that's what you do. Put the earbuds in and just sit there with your guided meditation on, and there you go. Otherwise, where there's a will, there's a way. And you can always find a way to do that. So I big fan of that. Thirdly is going to be affirmations. If you do, just write down a simple either 3 affirmations that you just say over and over, or you put on your mirror, or you put wherever you're at, your computer screen, tape up on your computer, on your bathroom mirror, on your car visor, wherever you are. If you put your even one affirmation down and say that over and over and embed that in your mind, I live my life stress-free and relaxed. That could be a simple affirmation right there. I live my life stress-free and relaxed. And you just let it go. If you want to get a little bit more detailed, but keep them simple, keep them easy to say, keep them in your own verbiage. I know some people are going to want to put the F-bomb in there, and so feel free. It's your affirmation. F yeah, I'm having a great day. There you go. That could be your affirmation for the day. But yeah, there you go. I can't believe I didn't get a thumbs up on that one yet. So that's the big 3. So tapping, go on Nick Ortner, tapping solution.com. Meditation, get the Colette Baron Reid Mindful Living app, and get that. I do believe she still has that for free right now. And affirmations, write down an affirmation, put it on everything, so on your mirror, on your car visor, wherever you go to throughout the day, put it right there on your TV, on the top of your TV, and have it there so you're reading it and it just gets embedded into your mind, and see if we can't lessen the stress that way. Last segment for the night. I want your answers. I guess I want your feedback. What would you like to see or hear more of, either in this show, on the Facebook page? What would you like to see more of from Dave? What can I do to help you on that? If you don't want to leave a comment during the show here, feel free to message me. You can just message me through the Facebook page. You must know where that is because you're watching me right now. There you go. I'm starting to talk like Gabe. That's Gabe. You're watching me right now. So, but put it out there. Let me know what you want. I have a few things that I'm working on for my other group, which is creating successful coaches. that's all life coaches and trainers that are in that group. And I have a few things for them that's on my website and that too, which is free marketing tools for a solopreneur. I also have some speaker toolkit that I'm working on that I'm going to kick out too, as far as courses that are going to be out there and available. But what would you like more of during this show? Would you like more of this type, where it's more you take a selection and, you know, as we continue on here about stress, anxiety, what, you know, let me know, whether here in the comments or message me or send me an email. You can contact me through my website too, davestelma.com, any of those good things. But let me know what you would like more of with this show as we go into the year, because I'm in the creation mode right now. I'm creating. Thus the sign, create. So I'm creating right now and working on multiple projects at one time, which is not easy to do. I'm gonna tell you that much. As we build our tribe throughout here. So let me know what you'd like more of. And if you're watching this on YouTube, which I'm also on the YouTube channel there too, Dave Stelma, just go on YouTube, Dave Stelma, and you can see that. Actually, the YouTube picture is a little bit better. It's a lot more clear and concise. But the problem is, I try not to try not to get too close, which I have a tendency to get up like this. Because on YouTube, it's like so many people watch that on TV now, on their TV screen. So they pull that up and it's like my melon is like huge on their TV screen. Get me on an 80-inch TV screen. I pity the fool. I pity the fool. So yeah, let me know what you would like more of. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep progressing with this. You give me a topic and I can certainly do it. I'm also debating on whether we do a polling question the day of on Tuesdays. Do a polling question on Dave Stelma, the Facebook page Dave Stelma, on what you would like. Maybe I'll give 3 different topics and you pick which one, and we'll talk about that for the day. Otherwise, we'll keep progressing on different elements in different ways. And I appreciate everybody coming on here tonight. Thank you, Dad, for tuning in. Hopefully, do the tapping. If anything, just do the karate chop tap. Hopefully, Kyle, you're still on here, but do the karate chop tap, because that is great. 35 times each side, you'll just feel everything slip away for a moment or two. That's all I got. If you are interested at all in the course coming up, I do have, it's on sale. Through tomorrow, it's on sale, $275. Just go on my website, davestelma.com, or on this page, Dave Stelma on Facebook. If you go scroll down below after the show, and you'll find the link to that. Click on there. I do it. I'm running the email series, so any of the emails I've had within the last week, you're going to have it on there too. And let's see. I think that's everything. I'm all talked out. So until next week, enjoy life and have a great week, and get out and enjoy this beautiful weather. If you're not in Wisconsin, you should be, because it's great right now. But until next week, Dave Stelma, have a great week and give somebody a hug. They probably need it. Bye-bye.
If you like this video, like my Facebook page or subscribe to my YouTube channel, or find everything at davestelma.com.